In the last episode, we suffered back-to-back defeats for the first time this season. Let's hope it doesn't continue. We'll find out shortly whether it has or it hasn't. But first, before we start today's episode, we're going to hand ourselves back to Past Mark, who's going to do the draw for the fourth qualifying round of the FA Cup. And thank you to Future Mark for that. This is the draw for the Emirates FA Cup, the fourth qualifying round. The next round, of course, the first round proper. And, of course, we had a good run in the FA Cup last time, nearly to our detriment. But we did actually manage to sort ourselves out after the cup run had finished. But did bring in some money here at Weymouth. 64 teams in the pot then for this one, and there are a couple of teams or some replays to be played, as you'll see at the top here. So let's get the draw underway. FC United are first out. They will play Gateshead. FC United of the Vanarama National League North playing Gateshead of the Vanarama National League. Peterborough Sports will play Warrington or Marske. Kidderminster Harriers will play Wealdstone. Torquay United will play Whitehawk. Dagenham Redbridge will play Wingate and Finchley. Fylde will play South Shields. Mercham or Billericay Town will play Ebbsfleet United. Chesham United will play Eastleigh. And we're out. Weymouth, we're at home. Match 9. And we will play Mangotsfield, a Bristol team. Mangotsfield is who we will play. So we're going to advance to the end. And this is the full draw. I'm not going to go all the way through it, but I will scroll down if you're looking for a favourite team in amongst this lot. And as I said, we are playing Mangotsfield of Bristol in the fourth qualifying round of the Emirates FA Cup. For a place in the first round proper. Well, thank you very much to Past Mark for that draw for the fourth qualifying round of the FA Cup. It will be our starting game on today's episode. So it's a big hello and welcome to episode 28 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, as aforementioned, we have that FA Cup fourth qualifying round against Mangotsfield. And then we play in the Vanarama National League. It's match day 13, and we play Dagenham and Redbridge. But before all of that, let's go and have a look and see what's been happening since you were last with us. Of course, that back-to-back losses in the last episode, of course, which didn't bode well. There's Mangotsfield. First up, Dagenham and Redbridge. Today's episode. Those back-to-back losses. Last time out, Mika Peters getting the goals, only goals that we got around there. And as you'll see, we've won one and we've lost one since you were last with us. The game against Halifax Town, another own goal, which is a bit of a worry. Spencer Spurway on this occasion, but we got off to a good start. Cam Cooper suddenly found his scoring boots again on 14 minutes. Prescott with a throw in to Evans. Evans back to Prescott. Knight, Bolton, Cooper created the space in off the post. It's 1-0. And then 5 minutes later, made it a very comfortable 2-0. Linton from the corner. It's very deep. Blythe heads it down and Cooper volleys it into the back of the net. 2-0 then at half time, and we were okay and looking rather splendid just 5 minutes after half-time, and Kieran Evans got number 3. Linton going down this wing, being chased but not tackled. Bolton just flicks it into the path of Evans, and Evans puts it away. It's 3-0 at this point, and we're motoring until this happened. Linton not getting that ball, more in bags of space, crosses it in, and Spurway trying to defend it, only manages to put it in his own net. It's 3-1 on this occasion, and the nerves started jangling after 76 minutes. Thomas into the area, Vivas back to Thomas after it was blocked, defending well. Nevers in a little bit of space managed to flick it into the back of the net. It's 3-2, but we did manage to see the game out. 11 shots, 9 on target, 1.98 and 44% of the possession. Halifax Town had 4 shots, just the 2 on target, 0.66 and 56% of the possession. We were okay. We managed to get through. Not the result necessarily that we wanted, but we managed to get there. Then we moved on away to Gateshead. Gateshead, a formidable side, of course, in any league, and this being no other exception, currently 12th in the table. So maybe not had such a good start, but it wasn't going to be our day pretty much from the word go, or as maybe it should have been from the word go. Melvin Lambert got us underway after 25 minutes. Bolton out wide to Davis. Sonny Davis coming down that wing into the area, and Melvin Lambert doing what to Cooper does quite well, but he got a start on this occasion and profited very, very well, getting that goal. So we won up after 25. 10 minutes later, Adam Long put it right. Ollie from the corner swung in. Long getting up above everybody else, and you could see him flick that into the back of the net. 1-1 at half time then. I should have said prior to that, or just after that, before half time, Sonny Davis was sent off for a very poor tackle off his feet, and there was no way he was getting away with that. It was a straight red, and we were down to 10 men. And I have to say, just before half time, give him a chance to have a team talk and all the rest of it, and put us under a lot of pressure. And Stephen Warren got Gateshead noses in front after 59 minutes. Monroe to Pendleton, and Warren coming in off of that wing, and and really rounded it off. Matowski getting their third again off that wing. Pendleton, Warren this time crossing it in, and we know all about those, don't we, from Prescott, and it finished 3-1. Sonny Davis is out for a period of time. We'll have a look at that in just a second. Oh, what I didn't do, of course, just have a look at the stats. We had 9 shots, 3 on target, 1.12, 50% of the possession. They have 14 shots, 4 on target, 1.69 and 50% of the possession. I wouldn't say we were outplayed, but they were a better side when we were down to 10 men. That was for sure. So that's where we are. But it has left us in a little bit of a dinghy. As I aforementioned in previous episodes, of course, this time of the year, a couple of losses can send you spiralling downwards, and we've lost 3 in the last 5. And you can see where that's hit us in the league. Bradford City on top then on 25 points. Then come Chesterfield second on 24. Bromley, Solihull Moors and Barnet all on 22 points. And then ourselves and Halifax Town on 21. We're just ahead of Halifax on virtue of goal difference. And then Fylde and Aldershot and York City all on 19 points, just outside of that area. And then come a raft of teams on 18 points. And as you can see, really a couple more losses and we could really be mid-table to bottom end of the table. At the moment, Scunthorpe, Woking, Altrincham and Kings Lynn take up the 4 relegation spots. But we're hoping that we can turn this around at some point in the very near future. Medical Centre then, as we'll see. Wasn't injured, was he? No. So Dan Casey, he's due back anytime soon. We're hoping to have him back in the team. Josiah Linton, who picked up a bruised ankle, he's back. So we should have them fit, certainly, if not in our first game, our second game of the episode. And, of course, a one-match ban for Sonny Davis, who got sent off, picking up that one-match ban. Let's just check that out. Suspended for the next match, I'm pretty sure. It's just a one-match ban. Where do we have a look in here? I think it's in here. We used to be able to see it where the bans came in. Yeah, it's here somewhere. But he'll be missing in that next game. So Prescott will almost certainly get a start against Mangotsfield. Right, I don't think there's a lot more to tell you. Don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series so far, and what you'd like to see me do next here on the channel. And don't forget, you can keep up to date with everything that's going on the channel by following me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffside2. That's how to follow me on there. Right, it's Mangotsfield up then for the right to play in the first round proper of the FA Cup. It's a fourth qualifying round. Last season, of course, in the FA Cup, we did extremely well. If we just go back, we ended up on a bit of a cup run, didn't we? Got knocked out in the third round by Cardiff at this stage last year, because we had to play a third qualifying round last year. Fourth qualifying round, beat Tunbridge Angels by 5-1. We were on a very good run at that point in time. Obviously had a little bit of a flip up around about January, partly because I think we were it was cup and league, and was really getting tired, very, very tired. Yeah, maybe be nice for the money, but maybe not such a long run this year. I think we've got to concentrate on trying to get out of the Vanarama National League, of course, which is never an easy thing to do, is it? Right, with that all said and done, Mangotsfield it is up then. Mangotsfield come from Bristol. They are currently playing in the Tool Station League. I'm not sure which league it is, doesn't say. It just says Tool Station League. Obviously, because it doesn't go low enough, it doesn't show which leagues they're in either. They beat Bath City 2-1 in the third qualifying round. Hungerford Town 2-1 in the second qualifying round, so they're not adverse to beating other National League sides, that is for sure. So we need to be watching, and they'll be wanting to get to the first round proper, because it looks like they need some money. So they'll be looking to sort of up the ante a little bit and get there. Right, without any more to do, let's go and have a look at the team that will face Mangotsfield in this fourth qualifying round. And here is the side that faces Mangotsfield in this one. Campbell gets a start in goal. Linton, Blythe, Ransom and Howe make the defensive line. Slade, Morris and Petit in midfield. Palfrey gets a start behind George and Melvin Lambert up front. Armstrong, Spurway, Prescott, Vincent, Knight, Casey and Cooper make up the bench. And here we are back at the Bob Lucas. Our usual formation. Slightly different personnel today. Resting a few players. Mangotsfield playing a 4-3-3. Defensive midfielder and an attacking midfielder as well. Very narrow. Obviously we'll try and go up the middle of the pitch. 22 minutes on the clock. Throw in on this left side. Linton and George working together. Over the top to George. George puts it away. His first goal of the season, and on 23 minutes we go a goal in front. Well worked play from that throw in. Linton and George working together. Blythe, of course, back to Linton. George on the run. Just stayed onside, I think. And managed to put it past Robertson. Question whether he was offside. We'll see the lines now. There's the line. Ooh, not much in it. And that turns out to be the only highlight in that first half. 7 shots, 2 on target, 0.45, 59% of the possession. They've had 5 shots, nothing on target, 0.31 and 41% of the possession. They've not been totally out of it, have Mangotsfield. They've been quite a difficult side to break down, realistically. And, you can see the frustration creeping in with their yellow cards. But apart from that, we need a couple more goals to give ourselves a bit of a cushion, I feel. Martin with a throw-in on this near side. 49 minutes on the clock. That's going long. Martin gets on the end of it. It's crossed in. And Campbell had to get hold of that. Otherwise, it's in the back of the net. And he did. A throw out to Howe. Teddy Howe, who having a start today. That's through to Melvin Lambert. Melvin Lambert comes forward. What's he going to do with this? Cuts it back. Howe. Slade. It's come off the woodwork. It's gone out for a corner. Slade hitting that just a little bit too hard. Palfrey swings that in. It's headed clear. Morris is there though. Morris back to George. George Linton. It's taken a deflection. It's gone out for another corner. Pressure continues. It'll be Palfrey from this side again. What's he going to do this time? Swings it in same distance on it. Coming to nothing. Well, in fact, I'd take it back from Slade. Slade had it on target. It was the goalkeeper that pushed it onto the crossbar. Free kick now. 56 minutes, nearly 57 minutes on the clock. Who's standing over the free kick? Tell me, please. He's waited so long. The stripes have gone off the pitch. It's Palfrey. Palfrey has a shot. It's come back off the post. Palfrey nearly putting that one away. Melvin Lambert. Palfrey, one of the players that's breaking through into the side, of course. One of our youngsters. Linton. Blythe. Blythe over the top, looking for George. George cross it into the area. Palfrey gets his goal. He's off to a start. First goal of the season. So 2 of the players from our youth setup scoring today's goals. George getting the first. Palfrey getting the second. Got a little bit of breathing space on 58 minutes. Or took a deflection as well. And here we are at 17 minutes on the clock, making one change. Ben Blythe is tiring. We have replaced him. In fact, we've dropped Slade, who wasn't having a particularly good game in midfield. He's dropped back into the defensive line. And Joe Knight, who we know can change games as well, has come on to replace Ben Blythe. They have a free kick. Seemed to come up a bit funny. This might just be a nothing highlight because of the changes we've just made. Foxley over the ball. Foxley has a shot and a good save by Campbell. It's gone for a corner. It was going in. It was creeping underneath the crossbar, and Luke Campbell had to be very good. Oh, and Campbell has beaten Campbell. And once again, been undone by a corner, which is a bit concerning. And he got up above 2 defenders there. Melvin Lambert defending and Harry Ramsden. And with 74, nearly 75 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes. Ransom is off. Spurway comes on. And the other change that we've made is up front. It's Cam Cooper has come on for Melvin Lambert. Palfrey with a corner. It's swung deep again. Spurway! And Spurway's just come on. His 4th goal of the season gives us that 2-goal cushion again. Right on Spurway's head. And Spurway loves those. He'll feed on them. They're like bread and butter to him. Feed on them every day. And Spurway gets up. We are in the 6th minute of 6 added on. Knight and Linton to get working together. Petit. Morris is tackled, and Meekins, who's just come on, is taking the ball away, but Spurway having none of it. Howe, who's had a good day out there. Oh, that's a poor ball. Run past. Who was that run past it? It was Petit overrun the ball, and they come forward, but shut out by Morris and Howe on this occasion. Just come across him. Linton, that was nearly too short again. Linton to George. George back out to Linton. Linton crosses this into the path of Knight. Joe Knight, he's been brought down in the penalty area and a penalty given just as he was about to pull the trigger. And it's George to take the penalty. Gets his second of the game. Our fourth. We are through to the first round proper, boys and girls. Second goal of the game. And that was the last highlight. And, well, it looks a bit better than it was, really, doesn't it? It was a bit squeaky at times. But there you go. We've managed to succumb and get past Mangotsfield. They had 11 shots, 4 on target. They weren't a complete pushover. 0.75, 39% of the possession. We had 22 shots, 10 of which were on target. 3.42 and 61% of the possession. There could well be a draw for the FA Cup coming up shortly. Stand by. And so here we go. Here is the item that we were looking for, and it's all the teams up to League One enter the competition at this juncture in time, of course, which means 88 teams going in the hat for 40 matches to be drawn. So obviously some replays still to be sorted. Let's go and have a look at the draw for the first round proper of the FA Cup. And here we are for the Emirates FA Cup first round draw. And as I said, 88 teams in there. As you'll see, there are a number of teams either still to play or going to have replays. So League One and League Two teams in the pot as well. Bromley getting us underway then. They're first out. They will play Hartlepool. Bromley and Hartlepool. Stockport County will play Kings Lynn or Matlock Town. Fleetwood will play Blackpool. Fleetwood of League 2 playing Blackpool of League 1. Portsmouth, League 1, I think, against Bristol Rovers. That's an all League 1 match-off. Altrincham will play Forest Green. Barnet or Hornchurch will play Barrow. Torquay United will play Peterborough. Solihull Moors will play Reading. Reading of League 1. Leiston will play Guiseley. Alfreton Town or Bamber Bridge will play Kidderminster Harriers. Halifax Town, they're going to play Dorking or Hamilton Waterlooville. Swindon Town will play Huddersfield. Welling United or Southend will play Wimbledon. Morecambe will play Yeovil Town. Sutton United will play Wickham. Wickham Wanderers, of course. York City are going to play Shrewsbury. Warrington will play Chesham or Eastleigh. Doncaster will play Milton Keynes Dons. Mansfield are going to play Cheltenham. Accrington Stanley will play Bradford City. Colchester will play Wigan. Northampton are going to play Cray. Wingate and Finchley will play Salisbury or Bournemouth. Grimsby Town will face Gateshead. Grimsby Town of League 2? Yeah. Match 25. Walsall will play Crawley Town. Woking will play Exeter City. Stevenage will play Hemel Hempstead Town. Scunthorpe or Tamworth will play Cambridge United. Rochdale will play Newport County. South Shields will play Weymouth. So we will be playing South Shields of the Vanarama National League North in the first round. I'm going to advance to the end. Bolton and Gillingham, the last ones out. Let's have a look at the whole draw then. Again, just cycle down through so that you can have a quick look, spot your team. And that is the draw for the Emirates FA Cup. Let's go and have a look at how that looks in the schedule. Well, there we go. It's sat in the schedule, and I'm thinking, because Solihull Moors are currently 4th, Southend are 15th. So I think we're going to come back for Solihull Moors and South Shields in the FA Cup first round in the next episode. Just play Altrincham offline. Altrincham currently 23rd. So that will be the next episode. Solihull Moors and South Shields in that one. Right. That brings you pretty much up to date. We'll cycle through. We've got 5 days down to the game. We'll come back for any news before the game itself. And you come back and join me. No news really other than Davis has picked up a further 2-match ban, which means that he will miss the Dagenham and Redbridge and the Altrincham games. He should be back for the Solihull Moors, or at least available for picking for the Solihull Moors game in the National League. The team news is Courtney Baker-Richardson is out with a thigh strain. We have no other team news apart from that. We haven't played Dagenham Redbridge in this series so far, so nothing we can decipher from that information. It's they're 16th in the table currently. I think it's probably best to go through and have a look at the team that will face Dagenham and Redbridge. And here is the team that faces Dagenham and Redbridge in this Vanarama National League Match Day 13. And Armstrong's back in goal, but he's preferred to play as a goalkeeper. So that is, I don't think he makes much difference, but his preferred position is as a goalkeeper. So goalkeeper it is. Linton, Blythe, Spurway and Prescott make the defensive line. Spurway is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. Knight, Solanke and Bolton make up our midfield. Evans sits behind Peters and Cooper. Ransom, Howe, Petit, Casey and Melvin Lambert are on the bench. And I suspect Casey, I'm going to try and give him a bit of game time. It all depends on how Evans plays in this match. And here we are back at the Bob Lucas, having lost 3 of our last 5 games. We'll start knocking those off if we can. Dagenham Redbridge only won 1 of their last 5. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 today. We are in 6th place on 21 points. They are 16th on 16 points. And inside the first minute, we have a highlight. Linton to Knight. Knight to Solanke. Solanke to Prescott. Prescott to Evans. Evans hits the post. And it's cleared. But Linton will get there. And a chance inside the first minute. Well worked. Solanke finding Prescott. Evans just teed that up slightly wrongly. The corner now. Linton with the corner. Swung in close. And it's Ben Blythe getting his first goal of the season on the near post. It's 1-0 after 9 minutes. Swung in. Ben Blythe just getting up. Beating the goalkeeper, Sherman Lowe. Lawless with a free kick. It's swung in. It's headed over the top. Linton, it's 47 minutes. 3 added on. Linton comes forward. Pulls it back. Oh, he's pulled it back too far. And that's not good. Solanke's going to get there, though. Blythe cuts it out. Bolton has picked up an injury. We're going to keep an eye on him. Peters! Good save by Sherman Lowe. That was going in. And had to be good to stop Peters getting adding to his tally for the season. Evans with a corner then. It's going to be a deep one. And it's cleared out the other side. Another corner. A bit of pressure right at the end of the half here. We're not going to see anything, I don't think. A lovely ball over by Bolton, and Peters hit that first time. And we're not going to see the corner, so it comes to nothing. It's half time. In fact, it might have even been half time before we got a chance to take the corner, of course. 10 shots, 6 on target, 1.11, 47% of the possession. They've had 4 shots, 2 on target, 0.20, and 53% of the possession. Surprised with just that 1 goal in front. Could really do with another one, at least. And making this one change at half time. Elliot Bolton has a groin injury, so we just need to not make it any worse. And he was having a good game in midfield as well. But Casey Petit comes on to replace Elliot Bolton. Just the one change at half time. 50 minutes on the clock. It's a throw in for Dagenham and Redbridge. Gordon to Newby. Newby's in space here. He's going to cut it in, but it's cut out. And we've won it. Cooper gets that forward, but there's nobody there. It's just hit aimlessly into space. I don't know. He just didn't try and run out with the ball. I don't know. But there you go. And oh, they look dangerous. Oh, it's gone over the top, thankfully. And with 72 minutes on the clock, we're bringing on Dan Casey for Kieran Evans. Sitting behind Peters and Cooper up front. We've got one more change and one more substitution that we can make. And we'll see how the game pans out before making a decision on that third and final change. Peters with the ball out wide. Solanke. Solanke comes forward. Linton. Knight, who oversteps that ball. Evans still on the pitch. No change made yet. Peters. Oh, and a good save by Sherman Lowe. He's kept them in the game. Dan Casey is on now. It is a corner. Didn't think it had gone out for a corner. Linton swung in. And it's gone out for another corner. Free kick. Newby chumps that one in. It's headed back across. And they've got an equaliser. Harvard, his 8th goal of the season. It's ruled out. It was offside. Thank goodness for that. Oh, yeah, you can see he's offside when that ball comes back in. Armstrong with the goal kick. Blythe. Petit to Peters. Linton comes down that wing. We haven't seen much of him this game. Petit. Knight puts it away. 6th goal of the season and a 2-goal cushion. And I think on 84 minutes, that could well be the winner. And that's a bit more like it. Good work by Linton. Petit just tees Knight up, who just daisy cuts it into the corner. And with 85 minutes of the clock making our final change, we have brought on Melvin Lambert, who's come on in place of Amika Peters, who's picked up a yellow card. And just to safeguard him a little bit, we've taken him off. Melvin Lambert coming in alongside Cam Cooper. Petit winning that ball back to Solanke. Casey. Spurway gets this ball forward. Petit, who seems to play quite well since he's come on for Bolton. Linton out wide there. Blythe. Solanke. Blythe finds Spurway. Solanke. Spurway to Knight. Petit back to Knight. Knight has Prescott out here. Prescott cuts in, tries a shot to the near post, and Sherman Lowe saves Dagenham Redbridge again. Spurway to Knight. 87 minutes on the clock. Prescott, a long cross in. Sure who he was looking for, but didn't find him. Prescott heads that down to Cooper. Cooper to Knight. I think it was Melvin Lambert. Petit turns on the ball as a shot, but Sherman Lowe saves it again. highlight continues. Punts that long. He's headed it back. Petit, but Petit loses out. 3 players around him. Newby. Newby goes round. Araboma has a shot, but Armstrong more than equal to that. And once again, we shut up shop and 17 shots, 12 on target. We should have scored more. Their goalkeeper, 7.4. He's kept him in the game today. Or mind you, Luke Armstrong's got a 7.7, so he's done quite well. 1.87 on the XG. And 46% of the possession. They've had 10 shots, 6 on target. 0.57 and 54% of the possession. Ben Blythe on 9. Joe Knight on 84. Joe Knight picking up a Player of the Match award. And before we look at the other scores from the programme here in the Vanarama National League, the news is that Elliot Bolton is going to be out for 6 to 9 days, who picked up an injury being tackled. He's going to be out for a couple of games, and we'll keep one eye on him. Hopefully he won't be out for too long. And a full programme of games, of course, today. And everybody above us, Bradford City, Chesterfield, Bromley and Solihull Moors, all winning. So at least by winning our game, we've kept a pace with them. Still only 4 points adrift of Bradford City. 3 points adrift of Chesterfield in second. 1 point adrift of Bromley and Solihull Moors immediately in front of us. Solihull Moors coming up in the next episode, of course, with 2 points clear of York City and Barnet behind us. 3 points clear of Halifax Town and Yeovil just outside the playoff places. Boreham Wood, Woking, Scunthorpe and Kings Lynn Town still in that drop zone. Dorking look as if they pulled themselves out of there, as has Altrincham. So still a lot to play for down the bottom of the table there. And those scores, Solihull Moors beating Barnet 3-0. Bradford City beating Halifax Town by a goal to 0. Bromley beating Fylde 3-1. Chesterfield beating Dorking 3-1. And York City, who are just behind us, beating Gateshead by 2 goals to 0. So they were the games today that have been played. We are going to play Altrincham offline. Altrincham currently 20th. And then we will come back for Solihull Moors, currently 4th in the table, just in front of us. A 6-pointer then. And a game against South Shields in the first round of the FA Cup. Can we earn some money with the big boys in the ensuing rounds? Join me next time and find out. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. Keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our other series, Irons in the Fire, as they are released. New episodes of Bottom to the Top released every Tuesday and Friday here on the channel at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date all that's going on the channel is to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. See you for the next episode. It'll be episode 29. It's out on Friday. Till then, have yourselves a great week. Bye-bye.